Hey guys, good Sunday morning. Welcome to our next lesson on how to train your emotions. The last 2 weeks we've been talking about dealing with emotions that aren't very fun, right? The first week we talked about anger. Last week we talked about fear. And I know that sometimes trying to control emotions like these can seem almost as impossible as controlling a huge fire-breathing dragon, right? But I hope you guys remember that in our first lesson about anger, we learned that we don't have to stay angry because we know how much God loves us and how much God loves everyone around us. And last week we talked about another emotion that is no fun at all, and that is fear. But just like last week when Jesus controlled the storm and he controlled the sea, I hope that when we're feeling afraid, we can remember that God is in control, and that can help ease our fears. The emotion that we're going to be talking about today is sadness. Sadness is another emotion that is absolutely no fun to feel, is it? And there's really nothing we can do about things happening to us that make us feel sad, is there? There's going to be things in our lives that do make us sad. Someone that you really love might pass away, or even a pet that you really love might pass away. One of your best friends might move to a different town, and that can make you feel really sad. And today we're actually going to be reading a story about a time when Jesus lost a person that he loved very much, and he and his family were very sad about it. And this is a little bit longer story, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with it. You can find this story in John chapter 11, verses 17 through 44. Jesus arrived in Bethany. There he learned that Lazarus had already been dead and in the tomb for 4 days. Bethany was about 2 miles from Jerusalem. Many Jews had come there to comfort Martha and Mary about their brother. Martha heard that Jesus was coming, and she went out to meet him, but Mary stayed home. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now, God will give you anything you ask." Jesus said, "Your brother will rise and live again." Martha answered, "I know that he will rise and live again in the resurrection on the last day." Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will have life even if he dies. And he who lives and believes in me will never die. Martha, do you believe this?" Martha answered, "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God. You are the one who was coming to the world." After Martha said this, she went back to her sister Mary. She talked to Mary alone. Martha said, "The teacher is here," meaning Jesus, "and he is asking for you." When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went to Jesus. Jesus had not yet come into the town. He was still at the place where Martha had met him. The Jews were with Mary in the house, comforting her. They saw Mary stand and leave quickly. They followed her, thinking that she was going to the tomb to cry. But Mary went to the place where Jesus was. When she saw him, she fell at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Jesus saw that Mary was crying, and that the Jews who came with her were crying too. Jesus felt very sad in his heart and was deeply troubled. He asked, "Where did you bury him?" "Come and see, Lord," they said. Jesus cried. So the Jews said, "See how much he loved him." But some of them said, "If Jesus healed the eyes of the blind man, why didn't he keep Lazarus from dying?" Again, Jesus felt very sad in his heart. He came to the tomb. The tomb was a cave with a large stone covering the entrance. Jesus said, "Move the stone away." Martha said, "But Lord, it has been 4 days since Lazarus died. There will be a bad smell." Martha was the sister of Lazarus, the man who had died. Then Jesus said to her, "Didn't I tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God?" So they moved the stone away from the entrance. Then Jesus looked up and said, "Father, I thank you that you heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I said these things because of the people here around me. I want them to believe that you sent me." After Jesus said this, he cried out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out!" The dead man came out. His hands and feet were wrapped with pieces of cloth, and he had cloth around his face. Jesus said to them, "Take the cloth off of him and let him go." How amazing is that story of Jesus bringing Lazarus back from the dead? And how amazing is it also that if we know Jesus and love Jesus, death is not forever for us either. Jesus was comforting the family members of Lazarus, and he really felt sad for them. It said several times that he felt sadness in his heart. Jesus knew that he was going to bring Lazarus back, but just seeing and knowing how sad Lazarus's family members had been made Jesus sad too. Jesus walked alongside Mary and Martha, and he does the same for us when we are feeling sad about something. Jesus wants you to come to him when you're feeling sad. Jesus can give all of us hope and strength when we feel like we just can't go on, that we're just too sad to move on. No matter how bad your day is going, no matter how sad you're feeling, it's so wonderful to know how much God loves all of us, right? God's love for you never changes, and it never ends, no matter how sad you're feeling. Thank you guys for watching all of these lessons on how to train our emotions. And for everyone watching online, I really miss you, and I cannot wait to see you again. See you guys later. Bye.